call the ZBA meeting to order. Thank everyone for coming. Hopefully we'll have I do want to say to the board, and I don't do this unless we're in meeting, because I never discuss it unless it's a meeting. I did visit the 100 Grove Street. And it's that house that's way far back on the property. It's a very modern house. Unfortunately for them, and I have some pictures if you'd like to see it, the septic system precludes it from being further forward on the lot. Worst possible, okay, the tanks are right where you really would like to put it. And then the next thing is the electrical service is right there too. So that's one of the reasons it got pushed back. In terms of the side, it's well within the side setbacks. And there is some nice woods that are already there. Neighbors that, legitimately expressed, I'm just gonna turn this off if you don't mind. Put it into do not disturb mode. Should have done that earlier. The neighbors that, legitimately expressed concerns, their house is way down to the front of the lot. There is a fence along the first 100 feet because they happen to have a pool, so you have to have fencing and stuff like that. But in terms of privacy, it's quite a distance, like hundreds of feet to that house. You make your own judgment, but I would say from my looking at it, because there is even woods between where the addition will go and the property line, and it meets the setbacks. For myself personally, I didn't see a need for, 300 feet of fencing, which would be a big burden. It's not infringing on the setback in that direction. I did want to hear, what was the result of the Historic Commission? I know
Yeah, please.
Oh, yes, sir.
They approved it unanimously.
Wonderful. That's good news. So, and that was the holding other part.
Yeah.
They said that they were able to reschedule their meeting to
Yes.
Okay. Meeting last time.
Yeah. And I really, putting on the record that I would like to thank them for doing that. I think we had legitimate concerns. We wanted to hear from them. And that they went out of their way to do that. So that's really good.
Yeah.
We're just continuing, so I'm assuming nothing's changed on your side? Okay, I know you had the concern you wanted to hear from the historic board, and that's good that we've heard from them.
Yeah.
Before I open it up to any potential neighbors, I wanted to check with you guys, make sure if you had any questions or concerns.
Nope, that was the only thing.
That was mine. I just wanted to let them have the opportunity to weigh in if they wanted to.
Okay, any other neighbors or questions that has concerns? Because I always like to, no, I'm seeing none. Are you guys ready for someone to give me a motion?
Everybody was here last time for this one.
Four of us.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a good attendance. I think.
Yeah.
I'll also make a motion to approve variance of 16 feet from the minimum. It's 30 foot required. Yeah, setback joint to 300-3.1 for proposed additions as approved on the plan submitted for 100.
Excellent.
Well, second.
All right, all in favor?
Bill, aye. Eric Russell, aye.
Andrews, aye. Well, all right, here we go. No problem. And thank you for being, very nice to that up with you guys. You're great. Beautiful lot you have there. Just so you,
That was with no conditions.
I didn't think that.
I'm just clarifying.
We didn't
I'm not
discuss any
criticizing.
conditions. Yeah, no, we didn't discuss any conditions. Fortunately, on the cemetery side, actually, it's very wooded there. They're actually, well, what?
Oh, sorry, there's one condition listed on the review,
What was
and
that?
it just says that a plan be stamped by a licensed surveyor, either with the submission of an application for building permit or certificate of completion as determined by the building commissioner.
I mean, through the chair, you can choose to put that on or not. I mean, the building commissioner might require that.
Site plan is a very common thing to expect. What do you guys think? Should we have this site plan survey?
Normal mission of day, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. I'm okay with it, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, if you just, site plan you need anyways.
Yeah, but we would submit an as-built, definitely, to
Yeah.
verify exactly where it's.
Exactly.
It's on.
Not-
That the as-built is what it's intended to capture.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
excellent.
perfect.
Wonderful. Just so you know, it takes these wonderful folks, a little bit to write up the decision, then it goes to the town. Once they get it all set, and it shouldn't be a big one. I review it, sign it, and, it gets filed with the town clerk. You can start at any time, but it's technically at your risk.
Yeah.
But after 20 days, from when the town clerk stamps it, then it becomes official and legal and
You
all
can
that.
register.
You can register it. Something else, though, is please take the time to register this with the county deeds up in Worcester. And they're gonna want a copy of this. They'll provide you with the proper information, proper forms. But it's absolutely critical that this variance be put into that property's record in perpetuity.
Okay.
Okay, and to do that at the Registry of Deeds up in Worcester. It's a little tough to find, because where you think the entrance is in the next, it's actually in the next building.
Exactly where,
Good.
I'll send you an email saying
okay,
you can come pick it up and.
and we did get a few
I
more.
will take this. Thank you very much.
Good. Let's see, green cards and see, for you. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, the next one we have is for an application by Steve Draco of Draco General Contracting. Is looking for a special permit. Like manufacturers. I just got the guy's hopes.
What'd you do?
Got his hopes up by reading that it would do that one first.
The wrong one.
You gotta catch me before I get his hopes up.
That's fine.
I'll follow your advice. in the future. How's that? This is for the light manufacturing on 152. You want to show it? John, too? No, I just went in order.
This part. You guys are gonna have the, invest envelopes for your, Okay, yep, perfect, yeah, just open this, stamp made out to your buttons.
Yep.
With your return address stamped, and then I'll send us a decision that opens us. Thank you.
Good evening, Mark Allen with Allen Engineering. Here representing Steve and Joe Drago of New England Soundproofing. They have filed an application on the property of 152 Milford Street, 140. The very well-known former Colonial Chem Drive, 140 on the north side. They have purchased the property and would like to put their business, which is soundproofing materials and soundproofing devices, and do some light manufacturing of sort of the sound panels and the equipment in the building. So the zone is in commercial industrial, which is all along that area. And for some strange reason, they don't allow the light manufacturing of the panels without a special permit or permission from you folks.
Bizarre, but that's
Right. And then the second relief is to have actually people come in and purchase their supplies, which is also
Yeah.
not technically allowed in its own. So sort of a retail component, if you will, for commercial industrial, where, you know, wholesalers and manufacturers can come in and buy their panels and fit out their studios or their basements or their sound areas to
Yep.
their panels. So we did notify the abutters. We got a couple of green cards back. If I get more, I will supply them. We filed a narrative from the Dragos, so outlining what they'd like to do tonight. They do have a second phase in their business model. The plan you have in front of you, highlighted in pink is the perimeter of the property, it's about 3/4 of an acre. The existing building highlighted in orange, existing access in brown. So they want to just kind of get into the building and start their process. Their long-term goal is to put a building addition on and sort of increase the volume that they can work in there. But This was their sort of necessary first step just to get their foot in the door and be allowed to do what they do. So they're basically in Easton right now. They'd like to come up into the Upton area, do a little expansion.
So I'm just surprised that you zoned industrial. I'm surprised. It's like, what is industrial if it doesn't allow like manufacturing? I'm confused by that. Thank you for coming tonight, by the way. Gentlemen, and my only first question is, are we, I'm assuming they're gluing things together. I'm hoping they're gonna use, like not the most toxic glues in the world.
Correct.
Most companies are smart enough to use more environmentally friendly stuff.
Non-hazardous.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay. Because that's an important question for pretty much everybody. I'm glad to see something going into that building, truthfully, if it's going to be the appropriate use. I don't have a lot of questions. It's me, it's zone industrial. I'm gonna go to you, Bob, first.
Hours of operation,
Standard that Upton allows, they're not asking for anything different.
But there's no like townwide operating hours. So if you would like to spend them as part of this application with,
It's zone industrial. I mean, you almost want a company to do really well. I mean, at least I would.
I would suggest, I mean, DEP noise regulations are like from 7, it's either 7 to 7 or 7 to 9. I want to say 7 to 7. But
But if it's inside,
Oh.
yeah,
obviously, if somebody's in an like, somebody's in the office after hours, it's not a problem, right? Because I know but Mike Evans, Director of Land Use Inspectional Services. The concern may be
Yeah.
if there is any noise, odor, or anything perceivable to the public as a result of the manufacturing.
yeah. I mean, you don't
Not
want
saying
something, you don't want something releasing horrible smells at midnight. I do want to finish checking with the board. And I also want to make sure that if anyone's from the audience has come in, the neighbors, I'd like to hear their comments too.
Panels are primarily made of wood,
Yes.
and
Wooden
yeah,
pole.
wooden foam, yeah, so they'll be using saws, but yeah. Yeah, anything louder than that, really? Yeah.
It should be a quiet
But-
building. It's making sound.
Yeah,
Out there, have the materials they could put up on the wall.
yeah,
Actually, well-insulated building, people are insulating. They don't want buildings that aren't, some of those old buildings were just had a half-inch of insulation. Hopefully there'll be more than that. Sir, did you have any questions?
Just there's gonna be pickup deliveries and retail,
Yes.
where is that all gonna occur?
So I believe that's gonna be at the back portion of the property. Up the access aisle, park, pick up, drive back out.
I can't imagine this is gonna be a huge volume. of
Yeah, it's
people
not a-
going through there.
yeah. Do they,
It's a project to project basis. It's really not, they don't hang a shingle and you run from 9 to 5 retail. It's your order is ready. pay
I'm picking
bill.
up.
Yeah, that's,
do they have a storefront right now?
in Easton, I think it's a similar type of industrial
Yeah.
building.
Okay,
A lot of these guys, the
Yeah.
office is the storefront.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a couple panels on the wall.
yeah, I was wondering if they have any sense of, how many average customers they have per week, where,
And I think it's in the
That's like-
single to double, maybe double digits. per
Yeah.
week. So
Okay.
it's,
yeah,
My big thing is that some regulations on signage, just make sure that when they do it, for me, I want to make sure you follow those signage regulations.
Sure.
Generally, no internal lit signs. A neighbor had a sign that was too big and we had to go through a whole process here, or too tall, I should say.
okay.
It was for a cool feature, so we finally got allowed it, but, are you guys amenable to me opening it up to everybody? Is there any neighbors or abutters here that would like to pose any questions or concerns? Not seeing none. I'm pretty comfortable. It's zone industrial. We're looking for jobs.
Yeah.
It's, we comfortable with that? Okay, Mike, you want to make a motion?
Move that we approve the special permit for light manufacturing in a CNI zone pursuant to section 300-3.1 with the following conditions. And the conditions being
I
the ones that are listed,
sorry, I have,
hours of operation. Just
I'm. How about no loud noises outside of the building after 9 o'clock?
scroll. Is there gonna be new lighting also?
Exterior, no. Possibly with the addition of phase two, we'll come back to probably need to.
Yeah. It would be, just so you know, we would want down lighting
Yeah.
in that case, and they've gotten good at it, I gotta say, a couple of places, the apartments that Lobers did just impressed the hell out of me. I was coming down that street and it was like, it was darker than the Merriam Way.
And the last one, the building commissioner and fire department review any outstanding safety violations. The building code issues prior to the start of the new use.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's good. You want to second it?
Second.
Eric Russell, I.
Michael Gelb, aye.
Bill Andrews, aye.
How about-
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
It's stone industrial. That's what it's meant for. We want jobs in this community. Thank you. Thank you for coming out yourself. Okey dokey. All right,
It's time to pick it up and register.
okay, variance for 26 Josiah Drive.
Just
Circles next.
Yeah.
bringing this.
For that's, is that person here? You want to just, you can either come on up or stand up or whatever. Just tell us what you're doing and why.
And the farm's porch to the front of the house,
Sounds nice.
and, it's a 46 feet of the setback,
Mm-hmm.
and if we do 9 feet, one corner will be,
A little close.
42 feet from the street instead of, it's close to the setback.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's not an occupiable structure, it's a farmer's porch. And
Yeah.
so we approached the building inspector and he said that we should, play by the rules.
Yep.
Come to you guys, send out all the letters. There's no letters here that everybody signed off on it. So pretty simple. It's a farmer's porch, it's not like approaching with a petition kind of thing, to buy the space.
Usually your neighbors like stuff like that.
Well, especially this one, we got quite the design going here, guys. It's gonna look really nice.
I'm pulling up the street view. I myself love a farmer's board, so I don't really have any. Oh, isn't that funny? It's just how that's word on Google Earth. Like there's rain on the camera lens. Eric, do you have any questions on this, concerns? I do want to open it up to him, to everybody. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
No, I didn't have any. Bob, how about yourself? Very straightforward.
Yeah, it's an improvement.
It's an improvement. And actually, farmer's porch close to the road, this is gonna sound funny, I like them that. People sit on the farmer's porch, they talk to their neighbors. Or if they sit in the back, a porch is on the back of the house, they never do.
It's got a standard seam metal roof with wrought iron rail, and it's gonna be,
It's gonna be nice.
yeah, it's gonna be sharp. Hopefully we'll sell some jobs from that job. What do you think?
There you go. Eric, you haven't made a motion tonight. You want to make a motion? Oh, sorry, wait a second. Any abutters here tonight? I always want to make sure I get talk to the abutters. No abutters. It doesn't sound like they're going to be raging with pitchforks because someone has a farmer porch. It sounds like they're going to think it's lovely and wonderful.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of colonial houses improve the looks so tremendously with a nice farmer's porch. All right. All right. I'm actually not in a rush tonight. I don't know why I'm trying to zoom.
Just want to confirm that.
So-
That the relief requested would be 4 feet. Checking 4 feet out into the.
Well, the promised porch is 9 feet, so it would be in 3 feet. Because it's 46. So if we take, we'll be into the setback like 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
So we do 3 feet, and the review memo references stairs for an additional 5 as well.
That was my suggestion to,
Yeah.
you know, I'm assuming there would be stairs that are projecting
We're
off of
going
that.
up to the
Sides.
to the driveways. They're not going up the front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That makes it even easier.
Yeah.
yeah, because this is
Oh, okay.
two car garage on the left-hand side, so we're gonna put the stairs. so
Towards
we
the
can
driveway.
open the door and get right into the garage. Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
stairs that are there, we can.
So.
Right,
Just the recast.
yeah, just 3 feet, just 3 feet for the porch then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. That's quick and easy.
All right, yeah, then I move that we approve the request for a variance at 26 Josiah Drive as shown on the plan submitted for from 3 feet from the setback requirement.
I second that motion.
Bill Andrews, aye.
Russell, I.
Michael Galbelli.
There we go. Beautiful.
Thank you.
We might not even have anything continued for tonight.
Let's get on.
Yep.
I tried it. You know,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. And just remember, the same thing I said about the 20 days applies to you guys. And I would also, and any decision you get to it, it's always good to file a variance with,
With the straight.
Registry of Deeds.
Yeah.
We keep records, but they really keep
Oh,
records.
yeah.
They're kind of the gold standard for that sort of record keeping.
I didn't think so, but
What's that?
can they apply for their building permit before the decision is registered?
Oh, before it's registered?
Yeah, I didn't think,
Yes.
oh, they can, okay.
It's at risk is what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
if they're.
In that 20 days, somebody could appeal.
Appeal,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Good.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. You guys are on a roll. Okay. Crockett Road.
Miss Summer Circle.
Oh, Miss Summer
Skip it
Circle.
over.
Summer Circle, 5 Summer Circle application. Requesting a variance for side setbacks. For relief due to minimum side setback for the purpose of a 14 by 24 shed. Oh, that sounds like a nice size shed.
Team, it's good.
Yeah, hi, good evening,
Yep.
everyone. Can you,
Why don't can we invite them to speak?
There's the sound coming out of the TV.
hear me?
Oh, great.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and
Would you like to tell us what you're doing?
Yeah, so apologize, I would have been in person there, but we are in Milan today. We're flying out in about 3 hours back home. Again, thanks for hearing us today and giving us an opportunity to present this. So we're trying to put a little storage shed right next to our driveway. It's to store my lawnmower, lawn tractor, some of the kids' bikes and stuff around it. It's a 5 Summer Circle, Upton. The setback, we are looking for a variance for setback from our cul-de-sac neighbor to the right. If you're facing the property to the street, we are about, say, 9.8 feet from where we want to put the shed. And I think the current setbacks is 20. So we're looking for that. And again, the main thing is at the back of our property line, we have some flooding. So if we cannot put the shed there, and also if we go back in the same direction, there's also a septic tank exhaust. So it's it doesn't feel like we have any other appropriate place other than this to have the shed placed. And again, it's just mainly for kids' bike, my lawn tractor, and we are going to merge everything to the property specifications. We'll take permit once it's approved, but yeah, more or less, it's just a setback range to the right of the property.
Is there, what's the sides, how many feet off the property line are you planning on being? Or maybe I should open up my packet and look at that.
Sorry, what was that?
9.8 feet.
9.8, okay.
9.8, yeah.
We
So
try
we-
not
we-
to go too
Yeah, so
close.
the way we thought was we will face 16 to the front side, but we can also go with 12 facing that side. So we'll see if we can move a little bit here and there. But again, it won't be 20 feet for sure. We can flip the shed around so that we can have the shorter side from that side. But again, it still need to be setback variance.
I'm looking for, you seeing where the shed is?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, it's that's drawn in, that little box there, okay.
yeah, it's not on there. It is on.
Well, if he wants, like snowblowing and stuff, right next to the
That
garage,
shows.
bikes. You don't want to move bikes way in the backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The, like the handwritten application says dimensions are 16 by 12.
Yeah. So I see written on the.
The,
14.
He's right.
Yes, they-
Lots of dimensions,
and
actually.
I see 14 by 24 in another place.
Yeah.
Can we just,
What's the actual dimensions of the shed? There's some confusion in our paperwork.
Yeah, it will be 12 by 16 or 12 by 24 based on how easy it is to, again, we're trying to put the 12 side and because the specification which we see, the 16 will be flipped to 12. That's pretty much, and the length will be on the other side.
Okay, so basically,
Yeah, the
That
16 will,
That
and
is the distance. to the
length will
house.
be, yeah, it will go like the width will be the length and the length will be on the width's wider side. So we can at least have more justification for the setback.
you can also, it sounds like he's using it as a privacy screen for the backyard.
Yeah.
okay. But regardless of the size you pick, you're not looking for a different relief, right? Either way, it would be 9.8 feet from the
Yeah,
outline.
We've done a lot. I mean, there's a lot that we have allowed on sheds because everyone's always wants sheds closer to the
Yes.
side, you know, it's something that comes before us. Probably, well, before ADUs, it was the number one thing.
Yeah.
This and ADUs. I personally don't have a problem with it. I learned something interesting that if you did, just the other day, I learned from John, you could have a 12 by 10, which is not all that much different. And you don't need a building permit. You don't need anything.
Yeah, I just.
You don't even need to, you don't even need to notify your neighbors.
It's a form that he is required you to fill out to make sure it meets the setbacks.
Yes.
Well, it's a 10-foot setback if it's 120 square foot on back so he got me so excited. I filled out one of the forms that day. Seriously, I totally filled one out that
Yeah,
day.
there is a form.
So it's not that much smaller and he wouldn't even have to be here for anything. And he'd still get the shed wherever he wants. It could be, instead of 9.8, it would be, I mean, come on, 9.8 versus 10 feet. I mean, let's be real.
Below is it?
Permits?
Correct.
It's one of them.
I'm still.
You don't need a building permit. I mean, if you put a septic system in, that's a whole different thing, but yeah, shockingly true. So this, to me, this is not, well, the 24 would be significant. But in terms of the mass of the house, it looks like he's got the fences on the right-hand side, you got the big house in the middle. It actually would make the backyard even more private. We've done much, I think we usually set the limit at 4 or 5 feet
To the sidewalk.
to the side or back is what we normally do.
So, Mr. Chair, they're 0.2 feet away from, you are citing note 3, note 2 or 3 of the dimensional table, which states that a structure of 120 square feet or less
So 4 inches.
may be up to 10 feet from the rear yard setback.
Yeah.
This is rear yard setback.
It says rear. I mean, if it makes you feel more comfortable, we can say instead of 9.8, move it over 4 inches and make it 10. But we've done as little as 5.
Yeah.
A lot. I
And yeah,
mean,
we'll, yeah, and we'll
Uh,
also talk to neighbors next door. They're fine. They gave the agreement that they don't really have a problem. But again, whatever board decides, we just want to make sure that we are doing the right thing.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you came before us. I'm gonna poll the board individually, make sure they're all, see what their concerns are. Then I want to check the audience to see if there's any abutters that have concerns. If the neighbors
And-
don't have concerns, that's usually a good sign for you.
Yeah,
Mike,
again,
do you have
right.
No. Eric, do you have any concerns? Bob, do you have any concerns? Okay, I don't know, any abutters here? Any abutters? No abutters? Oh,
Several people on teams now. I don't know if anybody
Um,
says.
is there any people on the teams that would like to make a question or make a comment about 5 Summer Circle? It's for the next one? Okay, they're for the next one. Okay. I can't see any of that, so thank you for informing.
No problem.
All right, I'm willing to take a motion for the side setback of 9.8 feet. Does anyone have a
Yeah.
urge? Eric, go
Yeah.
for it.
Check if there were any suggested conditions.
Yep.
Yes. All right, I move to approve the variance as requested pursuant to section 300-4.2 for a variance of 9.8 feet from the minimum required 20-foot setback.
But 10.2 feet.
10.2.
Because it's a 20-foot side yard setback.
Oh, and it'll be 9.8 from
He's
the line.
showing
So,
9.8, so it'd be a.
okay, so 10.2 feet from the
10.2
minimum
feet.
required.
8 inches different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also, just in the decision, I'll write as shown on the plan too.
Yeah.
there we go. Thank you. Need a second?
Second.
Second. Bob, how do you vote? Bill Andrews, aye.
Eric Russell, I.
Mike Gill, aye. Okay, unanimous consent. You've got it, sir. I hope you were listening in. There's a 20-day appeal period after it's signed by the clerk. Our secretary does a wonderful job and will inform you when that's all taken care of. So please file that appropriately with the Registry of Deeds up in Worcester. And congratulations. It sounds like a really nice project. And it should that's a nice size shed, so it should fill your needs perfectly. So thank you for
Yeah.
coming tonight. Anything else I'm missing? No,
Thank you very
you must treat your neighbors well, because they all seem to.
No, I mean, I don't
I
know if I should say this, but you saved my 9 hours of flight time with very appreciation from my wife. Thanks for that.
There we go. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight, and hope that wasn't too painful for you. Good luck on the
Absolutely.
project.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you
Okay,
very-
all right. Thank you. Bye-bye. That technology is amazing when you think about it. He could be anywhere in the friggin' world. Okay, special permit. And by the way, do those get filed in the Registry of Deeds?
Yes.
Special permits do too?
Yeah, they all do.
They all do, okay.
Yep.
It's for 73 Crockett Road, application by Kathy and Kiesel? Kessel, oh, Kessel, like the move, Chester moved there. Kessel, John Dennis requesting a special permit for seeking a special permit for an existing accessory apartment. So this is the one that's already there. It's been there for how many years? Yeah, come on up to explain to the board. I got a little bit of a rundown before.
There since 1993.
Yeah.
I didn't have any fancy charts, but I do have handles.
It's okay. You know what, you went through the work, show it to us, absolutely, because you went through the work. So this has been pre-existing, because it was all approved way back when. the thing is the reason Mike, if I'm wrong, explain this, you can correct me.
Yeah.
But I think Mike had her come because it's over the 900 feet, even though it's by right for 900 feet. It's by right, but because it was granted back then as a bigger one, he thought it would be best to cross the Ts and dot the Is to make sure it got approved again. It's a pre-existing, let's see, it's 93, so it's 7 plus 25, 32 years ago.
I know, Kathy, at some point I provided you that original decision. Was it 93? I was just trying to track it down.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
So there's an approval on book and that approval, if I'm not mistaken, limited it as all accessory apartments would have been limited.
Yeah.
In that time period up until last year to family only.
so that's the other part. Yes, it's not, it's now for anybody.
So the issue being there's an existing accessory unit on that property that's been approved, gone through the process, can continue to be there.
Yes,
Even if there were to be a denial tonight, right? That can still be there. It can still be occupied by the family of the owner. But what I'm unsure about is that familial limitation going forward, even with the new law, right? So the new law, the new ADU law eliminates that requirement altogether. Says you cannot limit the occupancy of an ADU
Right.
as it's newly defined, an ADU being up to
Right.
9. You cannot limit that to familial connections, right? This issue being is previously approved and it exceeds those dimensions.
Yeah.
So the question being, does this existing, I'll say pre-existing non-conforming, because it is in a way.
Yeah.
Does this pre-existing non-conforming unit, does it enjoy those new rights through the law? I can't make that decision.
this cleans it up, protects you. So Mike's doing you, it's a pain for you. I'm sorry you have to go through this, but Mike's just protecting you to making sure that it's all cleaned up, it's all legal. I mean, we wouldn't have you tear down, one corner of the building. You would never
That's
do.
kind of what I was wondering. Do
No.
we have to spend the money and?
No, well, I don't make that decision. The
Renovate.
board does. But these gentlemen have proven to be reasonable in the past. I'm gonna bet that they'll be reasonable in the future. But we do also want to take, assuming you're butters, we also are gonna wanna listen to a butters. I'm gonna wanna listen to the board, see what concerns they have. If something's pre-existing, and was properly done way back when, it's a different ballgame with pre-existing. Towns are full of pre-existing non-conforming structures. The new law meant to give people more freedom to have more ability to have ADUs, and not just to family. That was the purpose of that law. Because for some reason, housing's got a little expensive. But I'm not going to wax eloquent. I'm going to turn to my trusted colleagues. Michael, what concerns or questions do you have?
I really don't have any. It's a good sized lot and it doesn't make any difference anyway.
Yeah, I mean, she could literally say, well, this room isn't for this apartment. It's going to be filled with cardboard boxes and it belongs to the main house, and cut it down to 900 square feet.
Well,
Those were some of
that's-
the conversations we were having as to what can be done in order to just bring it into compliance.
So
I'm unsure about, go ahead, Eric.
what is the building comprised of? Is there a garage there? Is there? And
Yeah, the second page is a picture of it.
okay,
Garages
And when
are exempt from the square footage requirement.
exactly. They don't count. So I'm curious as to, what
What you got? You got.
was the square footage of this house?
You know what it looks
Yeah.
Was the square footage of the house that has been given to us calculated in accordance with the new regulations?
The which house?
The ADU.
The ADU hasn't been
Yeah.
calculated. I
like.
think
It's,
so.
Yeah.
I have the floor plan with me.
Yeah.
It's 1,316 square feet.
Okay, and that does omit the garage,
No, it doesn't count the garage, no.
Right.
And,
And-
it's one bedroom.
Yeah.
So even if I cut it down, it's still one bedroom.
Yeah.
And, you know, at that size, we would continue to use it the way it's being used now. I mean, it's occupied by 2 people. There's 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
Nothing will change in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm trying to do is dot the i's and cross the t's to see if it's okay if we rent it.
Yeah.
Collect money for it. you
Yeah.
know, So,
Which,
and we're prospective buyers. We're closing in January.
And my concern is, we discussed this when the new law passed, that we have an accessory dwelling unit bylaw on the books. It doesn't make much sense in light of the new law, but
right.
this board doesn't have power to give a special permit under our bylaw. You know, other than on the conditions that are in our bylaw. So I don't think we could do a defensible decision without modifying our bylaw, which is what I think should be done. I think our bylaw needs to be brought into,
We've run into this problem before
yeah,
because our bylaw,
Yeah, you're
because I,
the new bylaw that the Attorney General reviewed and, because I think I sent
Does
this
it-
out a while ago.
I don't, does that get rid of the, okay, first off, what square footage does that allow? And second off, does it permit people other than family members, caretakers to live in them?
In the new
Yeah.
bylaw, and it should be in my review, I copied the parameters of it.
Yeah.
So, third page of my review. So special permit criteria. And Eric, you may be right with your section. I just want to make sure we're going off of the same rules. Special permit criteria, 1, plan submitted, you have physical size, the accessory dwelling unit shall not exceed 50% of the total gross living area of the primary dwelling. That might be the hang up here.
Yeah.
So it is.
51%.
Yeah, and
So it can, right, so in the preamble that didn't make, so before that section that I read, it says ADUs that can receive a special permit are ones that exceed the dimensional.
statutory, yeah.
And the way that was envisioned was that you have so the cap is 900 square feet, right? It was envisioned that you have a lot of 5,000 square foot homes in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
not on Crockett Road, yeah.
Yeah.
aren't gonna want to restrict themselves to 900 square feet.
Yeah.
And further, there's certainly an argument to be had that the intention of the ADU is, that first word, the A, accessory. So by allowing for something to go up to 50% can be considered accessory.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
small.
that the primary dwelling has a larger footprint, and so you can go
Yeah.
over and above the 900 square feet.
Yeah, and so many of those ones, this street and Shore Road, so many of the original buildings were camps. But they're much smaller. I mean, they built some really nice big houses. I think your house is one of the bigger ones down there, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? It's a nice house.
Building bigger.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. I mean,
So through the chair, it may come down to a math problem as far as,
but remember, the thing is it pre-existing?
Sure.
And when something's pre-existing and
But if it's pre-existing in accordance with the bylaws, then.
But is the problem with the bylaws, which we've all admitted we've got issues with?
Yeah.
And frankly, this particular one, and we're not butting heads, but we all agree on it. It's
Yeah.
got to be rewritten.
Yeah.
Pre-existing, I mean, how many buildings in this town are non-conforming? Pre-existing,
It's conforming, is the thing.
but remember, it was permitted. It went through the board, the owner went through the proper channels, got all the approvals. And to me, there's no foul that the owners have done.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
You know, if you get the permits and you've got a pre-existing, well, now we're on 30 something years later. You know, the problem to me is we have not properly updated the bylaw.
I agree with that.
So we punish her for it.
The question isn't that we punish her for it. The question is, can we issue a decision that would be defensible?
Right. That's true. But it's a question. Well, one of the things I'm gonna ask these guys.
Yeah.
Is what do they think? Because.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pause for a second. Yes.
There's also people on Teams as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask, you guys showed up, so you get to go first. You're the abutter. And have I not given you the opportunity to throw in your comments first? No. You're good, Mike? Because what are your questions, concerns, sir?
Yes. I'm Ron Atkinson,
Yeah.
next door neighbor, 70.
Yeah.
I've been there since 1990.
Yeah.
So I knew the previous owners.
Yeah.
There was a single car garage.
Yeah.
A unit above.
Yeah.
That was the pre-existing. Done without, you can go back to history, permits weren't pulled for anything on that property, right? So. when
I
lawsuits came
don't
in-
know that.
Yes, believe me, go look for the records. But the lawsuits came in and they brought everything up. It was legit.
Okay,
They asked for a permit to do an in-law quarters over there because they were buying their property with their parents. Their parents moved in, they decided to build a large unit because that's what their parents wanted.
Yeah.
The town permitted it as an in-law apartment. That's what it's permitted for. That's what I agreed to as a neighbor.
Yeah.
And now you're coming back, I know it's 30 years, you're coming back now and you're saying, well, the rules don't matter, the laws don't matter. You got laws in the books, 900 square feet for a reason. And the
well,
reason is that you don't want to have a single property that has two large rentable units on the lake because you're on that road, because you're changing you're changing the scenario of that road, which is originally residential, not rental. There's one property on that street that has two rental properties that I know of, couple of doors down, 2 units, first floor, second floor. There aren't any other properties on that street for 40, 35 years I've been there that are.
but just hold for a second. Whether an owner chooses to rent or not is not part of zoning regulations. Any owner can rent their house.
I agree,
Um,
but what's violating here is you're asking for this property to be segregated into 2 separate rental units when it was permitted as an in-law quarters.
No, not
Right.
asking to be two.
Well, that's what the ADU is allowing. It's allowing this to
Well,
be segregated in a rented sub.
Just as a little sub note. And if you don't mind, I'm a real fan of tone of voice.
Yeah, okay.
I'm really here to listen to you, but my vibe goes negative with you if the tone of voice isn't.
I know, of course I'm a little upset because I'm hearing your discussion here and you're going to change the bylaws on our street.
Part of the, hold on a second. Yes, I just want him to be aware that the state
That's right.
changed
Yeah.
the rules. Okay, it was not the town. Town, to me, needs to update the bylaw to properly reflect what the state wants you to do. The state has basically said that the ADUs, the limitation on having it only be for a family member or caregiver, the state has thrown out. Okay, so,
But the state has made a 900 square foot limit
right,
because they don't want
I
big, large units.
agree with that. But they're pre-existing. Okay, would you really recommend tearing off part of the house?
I recommend it being used at the intent the town permitted back 35 years ago. You permitted it as an in-law quarters. It can be used as an in-law quarters. It can be rented as an entire property.
But the state has changed what they want ADUs used for. The state is saying we want ADUs to have more flexibility. I agree and understand with the square footage. And I think everyone understands that. But the state changed that. It wasn't the town changing it, it was the state.
So
And if I'm wrong about that, Mike, please correct me.
Well, I mean, the town changed your bylaws, but they were to reflect the new state law. I mean,
Right.
and there is this provision.
This, this allows something greater than what this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What's intended. And then you also got to look at the precedent you're setting. It's a residential street. It's not a street set up for large dual rentals. However, if you set a precedent, people on that street own on both sides of the road. You can set a precedence where the next neighbor can go put in a 1,500 square foot unit and they can set up an ADU. Next thing you know, the whole street's full of ADUs.
Hold on a second. So it's not a precedent because it's a pre-existing. Okay, anything new, could your neighbor set up a 900 square foot one? Yes.
Yeah.
Every single neighbor could set up a 900 square foot one. And here's the crazy part, and correct me if the law, I believe the state even says that a second ADU is allowed on some properties. I thought with a special permit,
Yeah, by special.
by special
The
permit.
town allows it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is the state even gives more line than the one at 900.
Right.
So,
And you know, septic
The
rules.
state allows the 1 in 900 and allows the town to go above that.
right, right. So that's what I'm just saying, I'm not saying we would do that.
But back to the intent on the street, it's a residential street. There's precedence there. There's only one building that has a dual rental, they're probably under 900 square feet both of them. There isn't any other property on that street that has large dual units like that. And I'm afraid, right, I'm an owner there, I bought there because it's residential, right? Yeah, maybe I should have objected 30 years ago to a large unit across the street if I knew this is what was to turn into. It's residential. It can still be rented as it's normally, as a whole property. There's nothing preventing that. It can be used by in-laws. That's what you guys permitted in 1993.
Okay,
And I'm saying, don't change it. You got a rule in the books, it's 900. Don't change it.
all right. Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And
And just so you know, it's through the board. So he gives the, so you don't, it's not, I don't allow arguments between people.
Oh, okay.
So what's your question, comment, ma'am?
appreciate what you're saying, that the precedence has changed because the laws are new. There's new laws with
Yes,
ADUs. And precedence changes everywhere because of the new laws.
Yeah.
So that is what it is, and people are allowed to rent out their what used to be an in-law home or whatever as an ADU because of the new laws. It's
Yeah.
not, yes, it's changing precedence, but that's because the law has changed.
right.
So,
The other challenge is with, it's pre-existing, and here's why that's a concern for your viewpoint. Because you could take the pre-existing thing, change nothing on the outside, make 400 square feet of it a storage, and say it's storage for the front building. And it would be, and no one in the town is ever gonna check on that. And it would still be allowed. If you subtracted the 900
I
square
don't think
feet.
you can simply claim that it's
Yeah.
part of a different unit. when
No,
it's
but
part of a
it's-
separate structure.
Right, but
You
but
could
the
modify the-
you could modify like the inside of the
You
building.
could modify the ADU, to bring that unit down to
Down to
900
900.
square feet by rendering some portion of it not compliant with what the building code defines as the gross floor area.
Right.
You can't do
Unplugging the
that.
heat, like disconnecting the heat of that room, makes it
I-
a non-heat.
Yeah, I don't think that it's.
We actually did a design to cut it down. And I got a quote on it too. It would cost us $25,000 to $30,000 to partition off the main level to leave part of it inaccessible to the renters, the tenants. And that's what it would be, it doesn't change the outlook on the outside. It doesn't change the number of people who are going to be living there.
Still one bedroom.
It's still one bedroom. It just gives them a smaller bedroom. But it would cost us about $25,000 to basically partition it down to size.
And it wouldn't significantly change the occupancy or any of.
It doesn't change the occupancy at all. No, it doesn't change the number of children that should be there.
Make it like that, I think.
The hard part is reality versus theory. What would you do? Get it done, get the inspections, and then 2 weeks later, it's gone. I'm pragmatist. It's, to me, the big thing is it's pre-existing. the whole question on who occupies in it, I think the fact that a judge is saying, what a judge and jury say is about who's living in it, well, it's a relative or not. And you have this brand new state law that's saying anyone can live in it.
Only if it's within the definition of a protected use ADU under the new chapter 48
Right,
provisions, which this isn't.
right. It's
So the
400,
town can still-
400. The town can
So-
turn it down. Absolutely.
I mean, I do have a question because I don't see, so I'm looking at our bylaw on the E-code website, which I know that's not good updated regularly. It does
Yeah,
not seem
that's
to be
the one in
updated.
each, but it's not.
So does our current bylaw, I see it has a limitation, 50% of the total gross living area of the primary dwelling. Does it have the relationship requirement still, or was that done away with?
That was done.
Okay, so that's not on the table for us.
So the
right?
relationship
So
thing
the
is,
town got rid of that, that's gone.
Revised,
I have a partial,
okay.
it looks like.
I'm just gonna send everybody the link.
so what he's saying is the whole thing about it being family is already,
So that's done away.
is taught. That's a mute point.
Permitted as in-law. So you gotta say that too, it's pre-existing, permitted.
But what he's saying is the new bylaws do not require it to be in-law. The new bylaws are saying that, the new ones.
It's a small unit, not 13 units.
They do still require, they still have the 50%.
Right. Yep.
Rick Moreno, 97 Crawford Road.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing, what I think there's some confusion between the pre-existing non-conforming use versus the pre-existing non-conforming structure, right? The pre-existing non-conforming use here is an in-law apartment with certain laws, certain annual inspections that need to be done, like all certain rules at that time to have a special permit for an in-law apartment. That is what they have. That is what they had as pre-existing non-conforming. Now comes an accessory. Now with that, the use is limited to family only.
That bylaw, but that's gone.
Right.
That's new.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, but that's what is pre-existing non-conforming. So when when you have to talk about it, you say, well, yeah, that's pre-existing, so that's how it is and was.
When we
And the
liberalize-
benefit as a neighbor to that is that it's less invasive as a neighbor to have a family unit right next door than it would be to have rental
The
properties.
whole familiar part is gone. Let me make that clear.
But-
It's
When we
gone.
When we
All right,
liberalize
to
the
the
bylaw,
point, get to the
prior-
point. The
prior to this,
accessory
restricted,
dwelling
don't
unit,
stay.
the accessory dwelling unit is a different use now. It has different laws to it. And there's a reason why they limit it to 900 square feet.
But the town updated its bylaw too, so now it's allowed as of right for the use.
To 900.
To 900 square feet.
Right. No, it's 50% of the floor area.
Well, it's 50%.
The town, the state has told us, the state has told us,
Is the maximum.
no, the state has told us that up to 900 square feet or 50% of the floor area of the primary dwelling, you cannot restrict it. If you want to do something above that and give people greater rights, the town's allowed to do that. And the town did update its bylaw and did do that. So that has already been liberalized. So that's not a limit we can still apply.
Yeah, so, and that's, to jump in. The fifth, so in your new bylaw, which I just sent to you, but, it says to be eligible for a special, if you have an ADU that exceeds the parameters of 900 square feet, you can apply to this board for a special permit to receive a special permit for up to 50%. And what Eric was saying earlier is that he does not believe that this board could issue a defensible decision for the full amount of square floor area within this request. And I agree with that. The issue then is you can still, or I'll present the issue. You can still, as a board, decide whether or not you want to entertain an application for up to that 50%.
Yeah.
And then however you want to ensure that the dwelling unit conforms to that 50% through your decision here is up to you. I understand and I'm very sympathetic to the point of requiring demolition is costly and probably functionally unnecessary, but that's not my decision to make, right?
Yeah, to be clear, I think our bylaw should have been updated and should be updated in a way that allows buildings that are already existing as in-laws or ADUs to continue to be used in that way. Without requiring this. Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. So I am not opposed to what's being requested, but I do question whether we can issue a defensible decision with this floor area.
Another factor,
Yeah.
when you're allowed in a large unit, then why doesn't that unit have to meet Title V as well? Guaranteed it doesn't meet Title V.
It does.
Does, it has to.
Does. Everything requires Title V.
Yeah.
Every time you do a property transfer,
Yeah.
We speak.
unless it's a cash,
Sorry.
I think cash for some reason is exempt.
That is involved in a system like this. Guarantee that thing was.
Through the chair, the applicant just said that they have applied to the Board of Health for a brand new septic.
Yes,
There you go.
So it's gotta have Title V. Yeah, I mean, so many of the things have the old septic tanks. It's gonna be, I'm gonna actually hold off. I think there's some people that have been waiting. So I don't know how you do it. Can you let the
They
people?
can hear, so if anybody's on the Teams meeting that would like to be heard, just unmute yourself.
Scott, are you in a butter and would you like to speak? Kim?
Oh, whoops. One of them flickered, so,
Scott flickered.
yeah.
Okay.
If you can't, for some reason your microphone isn't working, type into the chat.
The other person is Anne Marie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm actually the abutter as well. I'm Ron Atkinson's wife at 75 Crockett Road. And I guess really our concern is, and I understand the laws have changed. I absolutely get that. But the street was always a neighborhood street, right? With kids and so on. So that's sort of what our issue is. You know, we don't want it turned into a rental units where you have people coming every other week. You have someone different in the house. Because then what happens is they're using your stuff, not intentionally. They don't know, you know? So then you're spending more time just managing your stuff. Where right now, as a neighborhood, everyone knows everyone and it's consistent.
If I can add into you, just so you know, the board, this very board, actually weighed in on whether an Airbnb would be allowed in this neighborhood 2 years ago, Mike.
Yeah.
And we do not allow Airbnbs in this neighborhood. They do not meet the town zoning. There will be no Airbnb. If that is the hope of this applicant, that is not allowed in the state.
Our intent is not to be landlords. We're too old for that. We want to have long-term rentals that'll be there for years, the same people.
Yeah.
We do not want short-term rentals.
Yeah. The short-term rentals are not allowed in this town. So I hope that allays your concern.
Well, that helps it, but it still goes back to what it was originally, you know, agreed to 30 years ago when Ron lived in the house and agreed for it to be an in-law apartment.
Okay, well, thank you for your comment and thank you for showing up tonight.
You're welcome.
Anyone else out on Teams that would like to comment? I only see initials. I might not have my glasses.
Kim? No, okay. Oh, yeah.
No.
No one's in chat?
Bob, I haven't asked you or Mike. Eric and I have been doing most of the talking.
So legally, 7273 is considered one lot, even though the road
Yeah.
goes through it.
Yeah, all, I don't want to say all, but many of them on Crockett Road are similar to that.
This wasn't one, this could be a ute.
No, it's, this,
It'd be a straight.
there's multiple. In fact, they even have some of the houses down there, the lake is down, the house is down by the lake, the septic system is across the street.
Is Crockett a private way or a public way?
Public, I believe.
Yeah, it's, I think technically public. The town's position on it is that it's public.
Okay.
We just,
That is, the actual case.
because we actually had to go through a town.
Because there's public roads, there's private ways that the public has rights to and has to maintain.
And
There's
this,
private
those
roads. and
these
there's-
folks know
yeah.
that road is very strange in the way that it is set up, much like in this case where you have a unit on one side and a unit on
Yeah.
the next side. But it is the same lot.
Yeah.
It is deeded, it is all in one deed, it's all
Okay.
large enough that this one had, it shows a separate parcel as well to like the.
We even had to do a thing.
That's why
But-
I was trying to figure out, is this really one?
But they are all on the same deed. And the road essentially is laid out like a giant easement across all
Yeah.
of these properties.
In fact, this-
And the lot can't be, would it be the structure would be non-conforming if the lot were subdivided?
Yes.
Then, okay.
Yeah.
So that can't be done.
Yes, sir.
I'll make it really quick. So the intention of this purchase, she just said, is to have rentals. It's not for a family.
The family thing is dead. There is no
There's
mention
no
of-
such thing as residential, single-family residential property anymore because of the ADU unit.
ADU makes it by right. Okay, so that's every property in
Yeah.
town, no matter what your zoning is, it's by right for the whole state. So
So I guess you allow everybody in the street, let's go put up, like you're saying, 900 square foot ADUs.
and you would be allowed.
Yes.
So I guess we're saying, okay, follow the law, follow 900 square, if you're saying the law changed, okay, the law changed, then follow the rest of the law.
I'm gonna ask you to change your tone of voice, okay? I
I
don't
second that, follow the law, that's all.
Right. My only question to you is, either way, it's gonna end up as, the structure's not gonna be reduced in size. You're still gonna have one bedroom, which I'm assuming is two people. So
Rent the whole property for a premium on that street, rent the whole
But
property. I mean, you're gonna
any,
suffer.
any owner has the right, you have the right to rent your house.
Turn it into a two-bedroom. That's in the accessory dwelling, you can have two bedrooms. And they can put a two-bedroom septic system in there because when they upgrade the septic system, it automatically means it's a two-bedroom. See where this will go, is next thing you know, you've got a two-bedroom, it's.
We're talking about, we're talking about the existing building that there is there right now. So I'm just asking you, functionally,
It actually
you've got-
has
you've
two
got-
bedrooms
you've got-
in it now, too, by the way. It's not just one bedroom. There's a bedroom downstairs that is down there.
Our plan is to rent out the main level. It's got a handicap ramp in the back. There's very few of those available, handicap accessible units. Our plan is to rent out that main level, which you access from the handicap ramp. The bottom level is not gonna be rented. I don't,
See, our concern is not really against you, our concern is once you permit it, it's there for life. The next owners now have two big, large rentals.
right, but
I do have one other question, because I'm reading through the bylaw that Mike just forwarded to us. It does have a grandfathering provision in here, which wasn't in our package, so I had not seen this. It says accessory dwelling units permitted or allowed by special permit at the time of adoption of this bylaw, which is this unit, are exempt from these provisions.
That's a rather important thing they've just sent out. That's a rather important.
It's a brand new bylaw, brand new law.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been reviewing the.
First time we've looked at it.
Listen,
hear what you said. Could you repeat that?
It says accessory dwelling units permitted or allowed by special permit at the time of adoption of this bylaw are exempt from these provisions. That is the
no,
grandfathering
just the opposite.
provision.
You don't need to do anything.
I just want to
Yeah.
clarify one thing, that we are looking to rent both properties. We're,
Right.
in case there's a misunderstanding, we're just looking to rent the
Right.
ADU. We're
Yeah,
looking
Right.
Yeah.
It just,
at residents at the lakeside, and
Yeah.
we love the neighborhood, and we're looking forward to it.
but that sentence is a rather important sentence.
Yeah. Assumes it'll remain an
That's
accessory.
basically saying it was allowed in the past, the whole pre-existing thing. It's allowed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very important sentence.
So why does it even have to come before us?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
My sincere apologies for this. I've had, she's been in the office so many times, we've looked at it so many times, I've had
But
the.
we've had this whole thing, we're both of us are on the same page and we agree with each other, but we've had this thing, we've had to do this thing we've had to. He's really super smart on this stuff.
Can you send that to us? So what is this called?
It's on, I just brought it up, it's, I'll show you where you can access this.
Yeah,
on
I
the
have seen
site.
it.
Yeah.
I think. So, Mike,
So you don't have to.
do we just drop it and it's
It's,
withdraw.
You can,
it's, yeah, out of our hands.
out of our hand? It's already,
Please, I don't want that.
So the accessory dwelling unit that was there was permitted only as an in-law.
no, please stop that. Stop. That part's,
Actually, what do you define as accessory? You define it as in-law apartment.
right, but it's not you're beating a dead horse. It's not in our bylaw that it has to be a relative. It's not in the state law that it has to be a relative. They liberalized it, to use your term, and that changes it. The thing that is helping her is there's a sentence that's saying that if it's previous ones are grandfathered in.
It says accessory dwelling unit permitted. It's not an accessory dwelling unit. It's an in-law apartment. That's how.
Nomenclature sometimes changes with time, but they mean the exact same thing.
I'll make a ruling on that law. What's the state accessory dwelling unit existing versus what is permitted for as an in-law apartment?
Well, I don't think we're
I
gonna.
look at those as two different
I
things.
don't think we're gonna issue a ruling. I think just, if Mike, am I correct that this just drops?
I mean, I would suggest that
I mean,
if the applicant's confident in that interpretation, that you continue this.
Oh, he's a lawyer.
well,
I trust
I would say
him.
The only way this comes back to us for that sort of thing is if the building inspector gives a different opinion.
That's what yeah.
But if the building inspector says he agrees this is out of the zoning board's hands, I mean, again, somebody could appeal that to us.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we
It comes back.
continue until we can get a opinion from the building commissioner as to this specifically? Because it's possible, we did look at this several times. It's possible he did look at it and.
Did he read that last line?
Ask him to look at it, and if he needs, ask him to get an opinion from town council.
Yeah,
Sounds from.
Is there something I need to do?
No. The whole thing may have just disappeared.
I think that one misunderstanding here might be that the term ADU or accessory dwelling unit is new. They
Yes.
used to be called in-law apartments
Well,
or
our-
guest houses, but the ADU thing
Yeah,
has risen with the new law, and it's a
Yeah.
kind of a new terminology.
Yeah.
Replaced the old terminology,
that's correct.
kind of the way I see it.
Previous bylaw that has been repealed referred to these alternatively as accessory apartments and additional dwelling units.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's as much. Otherwise, the bylaw saying accessory dwelling units permitted as of the date of this bylaw is 0 because of terminology, rendering it completely pointless. And we don't interpret any laws in that way. I don't see an alternative other than to say it's grandfathered.
but so,
Yeah.
I agree that that is not a determination necessarily for this board.
That's right. That's not a determination of the board. That's
Right.
For the building commissioner to determine and
yeah.
decide whether or not she should still proceed with this board with the application
Yeah.
that has been.
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
So do we need to continue it pending a
I
decision?
would suggest continuing it pending more information from the building commissioner, potentially town council.
Yeah. I think building commissioner has to read that last sentence.
I wouldn't withdraw it as of this point in case you would need to reapply. I wouldn't
Okay,
obviously take
that
any
makes
action
sense.
tonight.
Yeah.
But if building, to save us all time and everyone heartache, is if the building's this commissioner's decision that it is grandfathered, can you please inform the people that have come tonight?
Yeah.
So if you want to make sure, because if if it isn't his decision, you're gonna want to know that. If it is his decision, you're gonna want to know that too.
Just want some clarification on it. Was there a definition of an ADU prior to the law being changed versus the definition of an ML? If there was a distinct definition between those two, that's good to know. because that
There was
might
no
not-
distinction between the two.
You're saying it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
good to show, let's show that. There isn't no distinction.
Yeah,
I would think that we should have town council opinion also.
Yeah.
Just
Be
to,
good to have town council weigh in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but,
even if the building commissioner agrees it's grandfather, I think we need town council's
Yeah.
opinion to make sure.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
these are new bylaws, new
Right.
laws that we're working with. I mean,
yeah.
these are
But-
the tests that,
Fortunately, it's in there. You know, it's just the other thing is that's such a pain in the butt on the whole numbers things. Anyways.
Yeah.
and so.
Can I,
Looking for it, it's under, this is the website, go to governments, go to planning, I'm under the planning board, government planning board. And then under, adopted zoning bylaws.
Yep.
Brings you to the page that I'm on, accessory dwelling units. And this is the final version that was corrected by the AG.
Has that been accepted?
Yeah, accepted. Yeah.
which is important to
We
know.
were just looking at the very last sentence.
The other thing Rick mentioned, which is important, is the whole septic situation. You require Title V,
Mhm.
you know, because they just upgraded
Right.
the lakeside. Well, you know, you have a big hill there.
Yes, very big.
A lot of water in the hill, it's gotta be tested during the wet season.
Yeah.
Right? To pass code up there. Right?
Yeah, a new septic system for any of those old ones down there would actually be an excellent idea. Most of them, the septic systems are all being put on the uphill side of the street simply because there's not, septic systems have to be so many feet away from the water. So the Board of Health, just to meet that requirement, usually has them on the uphill side, which sometimes gets expensive because, as you know, there's a lot of stone in there.
So just a word of warning, when you look into that, go look at what your town inspector did. It's a septic system that just went in there.
Yeah.
They ended up moving that thing up 2 feet because the
Yeah.
calculations they made during dry and wet, the guy came back, when they got down to the field, it was
Yeah.
in standing water. So the hill creates so much, so going to the engineer who put my system in, he said the hill creates so much pressure in the water.
Yeah.
Your water table changes 4 feet.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that thing really down pat, you
Yeah,
know, design, thing doesn't work.
yeah, one thing they have to do is, I don't know if you're familiar with soil staining. Water pressure, it basically makes like a dirty like in a bathtub, you get a ring at the top. That's what they have to do. But that is, the expert on that was actually here earlier, Mr. Allen. He would have been a great person to have comment on that, but, anyways, this is,
Just wanted to present that part of our agreement in the purchase of this home, both of these homes, is.
to replace this existing septic system. Okay, yeah, yeah, which is important.
Yeah.
All right,
To go forward. Put deed restriction, it's 1 bedroom, it's got to stay 1 bedroom.
it may not come back to us.
Yeah.
It may not come back to us at all. If the building commissioner says the grandfathering clause is appropriately applied and town council says the same thing, I'm assuming it will just be dropped.
Yeah, it would be, to probably withdraw the application, proceed under accordance with bylaw.
But if it does come back to you, to us, I would absolutely be willing to throw that in. Okay? All right, gentlemen, I think I need a motion to
Continue.
table it or continue it to a date certain.
I move that we continue this pending a decision by the town, the building commissioner and review by the town council.
Second it. Bob Butler, aye.
Bill Andrews, aye.
Eric Russell, aye.
Michael Gallo, aye.
Thank you both. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night.
November. Next meeting.
Okay, November 19th. Okay, thank you. We still have minutes to approve, I believe. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. We're sorry you have to go through this. The changes of laws, it's very difficult.
I understand.
You know,
We just wanted to make sure we're doing the right thing.
I think,
People are struggling with this all over the state.
Yeah.
The changes.
People,
This and
they're not aware of the new laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand. I
Yeah.
really
and he just sent us the new bylaw tonight, and thank God he's a quick read. So thank you, Eric, for saving us all a lot of hassle. Seriously.
You should go for next month.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Team.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Well, hopefully for you, you won't even have to.
No, she has a notification on the next meeting. She has another.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a small setback issue on the foundation.
Oh, my God. Two roads, Crockett and Shore. Half of those buildings on both of those roads don't meet any of the setbacks. People replacing front steps have had to get zone and yeah, it's huge. And unfortunately, it's, the neighborhood's challenging. I'll just be polite and say that. And it's historically, it's not you personally. I just want you to know it's historically the street. So, Shore Road has the same issues, but we've only had one.
Yeah, we don't get many
You
applications.
don't get too many from Shore Road. They're not too bad.
Yeah, but not nearly enough frequency.
Oh my God, that
With-
sounds
with-
familiar to me.
With one exception, I would say that, thank you.
Good night.
Shore Road has been really wonderful to deal with in many different ways. Neighbors have come together and I know one person actually took two small lots and turned it into one bigger lot to for one of the Bartlett boys that live in town. I don't know if you know, but everyone else sees the Bartlett boys.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see that they have a little one running around with the cutest little curly hair. I'm not seeing minutes in here.
Again,
Oh, they could be.
I sent them to you guys on Monday, but
Okay, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's okay. It's possible what was the last?
Thank you. We all knew that.
Thank you.
I'm just, want to
Yeah,
say,
no problem.
you know, my pre-existing.
You're here.
They're in there, yay.
They might be stapled together.
Oh, maybe I stapled together.
No, wait, I'm sorry, that's the agenda.
This is my folder. I'll be back.
I swear to God, they were in here, guys.
I want to say that elves sneak in here and drive her nuts.
Not even kidding, because I can go print them real quick. Hang on.
Is it really worth it?
You guys did review them via email, and the only feedback I had was,
I think Bob, with you, David or Bob caught some little thing, I forget.
yeah, it was on the last part. I'll print one in all of them.
Yeah, okay, I trust you. She sent it out by email?
Yeah.
Okay,
Seeing the screening reminds me, I just worked on something recently where town required screening on a project not only required very substantial landscaping, but they required the submission of a 25% of the value of the total cost of the landscaping bond to the town, for the town to come back a year later, check and make sure that the plants had lived. And if they had not, they would use the bond to replace them. That's the most extreme.
wow.
Is that
One of those, no, not it. No.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
one was
which
one of the most extreme I've seen.
Well, yeah, that's all.
We're kidding.
You know, this is gonna sound afterthought. So I have two brothers that live in Wellesley. And crazily, none of them know their neighbors or get them along. You know, I don't want to say get along with, and my brothers don't tell me. We're a friendly, affable family. Like, it's like, holy shit, like this place out here is a community. So when I did the barn raisings at my house, okay, and this is why one of the things I had like 27 people, relatives, friends, the local car mechanics, both of them up there raising those walls. Yeah. All my nieces and nephews from every other town showed up, including one that from one of the Wellesley family. The other one, never, not one of the kids ever showed up once. And it was just like, that's not the culture I want to raise in. I love this town. I love Upton. Oh my God, she prints one for everybody. Thank you. You are
It's
so.
only 4 of you.
No. I just think this is funny because you were.
On too. They're like, where are the minutes? I'm like, in your folders.
That's,
No,
I
they're not.
never heard from, is it Gabe?
Gabe or Dave.
I heard from Dave, I know.
Oh, okay, no, I did not.
Gabe.
No.
So it's official on, across from Gasco.
Yes.
They're gonna love that. I feel bad for them.
What is?
40.
Just big motion on the minutes.
All right, sorry. Let me finish reading it. Reading them. You both do such a great job with this stuff. I just want to say that. I have no problem. Great job is up.
Thank you.
All right, close.
Motion to approve, BDA, minutes of the.
Second that.
You vote?
Aye. Michael Gill.
Yeah.
Linda's aye.
Bob, all right.
Thank you.
Unanimous.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you can adjourn the meeting and then you can
Well,
continue.
I don't know I don't think we can continue the conversation with her. That's fine. Can we? What's that? Can we continue that? If we're in meeting, we can have a conversation, but if we're out of meeting, I
Well,
don't.
no, you can't continue talking about anything because
Yeah.
you don't
Oh.
have anything else on your agenda.
Yeah,
Oh, gee. Okay, so, all right. Motion to adjourn, sir.
that we adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Bill Andrews, aye.
Russell, aye.